Hello and welcome. My name is Ben, and I'm joined here today by ThreatLocker CTO, Michael Jenkins. And what we're going to go ahead and cover today is the new ThreatLocker product that has been released, our ThreatLocker Network Access Control, or NAC, as it's also been known. Network Access Control is our new solution to change the way that IT professionals are controlling network access between client and server. The local network is no more. We have users working from home, remote offices, hotels, and a multitude of different locations across the globe. Because of this, our local network has now become, well, the internet. And who is it that we're sharing the internet with? We share the internet with nation states like China, Russia, North Korea. We share it with threat actors out there who want to steal our data. We need controls in place to protect our machines, our users, and our data. This is where NAC comes in. The Network Access Control offering allows MSPs to dynamically protect connections to IP addresses that have been pre-authenticated as safe and secure. That essentially provides safe remote management, even as MSPs continue to log on to customer accounts from outside of the office. And by dynamically allowing access to client systems rather than by static IP addresses, it means that MSPs and IT professionals as a whole no longer have to reroute traffic through VPN-like central points of failure. This allows our IT professionals to lock down network traffic unless it is needed. What we're doing is we're essentially minimizing the attack vector. We're trying to take away that extra surface area of attack that threat actors have been able to utilize against us. All of the defenders out there on the market calling for more detection, more threat hunting, more security operations centers, but realistically, they're missing the boat. Because what we are providing here with network access control is zero trust, exactly the same as the rest of the ThreatLocker solution. So without further ado, I'm going to pass over to Michael here, who's going to be able to give us a quick demonstration of the network access control solution. Michael, over to you.
The network access control policies are configured under the network access control part of our menu. So for my first demonstration, what I'd like to show is RDP access. So just a basic RDP to my server. It can be public facing, it can be on a local network, doesn't matter which. For me, I'm just using a public facing one here. When I click connect, it's going to try and connect to that server. Now, on that server, I haven't configured anything, but if we go into the computers page here, you will see that that server here is locked down with ThreatLocker Network Access Control. And I am unable to connect to it. If I go into my network access control policies, what I want to do is I want to create a new policy. So I'm going to call this RDP access. And I'm going to permit that just for that single server. Don't matter where it's coming from. I'm going to leave it on all ports because the source port can change coming over the network. But I am going to choose selected locations. Now here I can choose from a tag, an IPv4, an IPv6, a subnet. But what I want to demonstrate is the keyword. Because if we know the IP address, locking it down is easy on the perimeter. This is about when you don't know those IP addresses, those dynamically changing IPs. So be it a home IP address or a computer that's going from cafe to hotel. So I can choose any keyword I want. So I'm just going to choose RDP passcode here. I'm going to add that in. I'm going to let it go to any of my destination, but I'm only going to choose the port of 3389. I'm going to add that in there. So that's my RDP port. And because I put this policy under the server group, I can allow all destinations. So it can come in over any IP address. Save and close that policy. We'll be able to see that now if we navigate to the right level. So what I've said now is the server can accept connections using a keyword. So what I want to do is I want to now set up that keyword. So I'm going to go to my authorization host and I'm going to choose my server here, which is my nac.threatlocker.com on 8810. That's the port we use to authenticate using our NAC. I want to put in the same passcode or the keyword that I put in before. So RDP passcode. And this time I want to choose the computer that's going to be authenticating. So this is the host name that I'm on now. I'm going to add that in. After I deploy policies, within 60 seconds, I'm going to be able to connect to my server using RDP based on this keyword. So from the user perspective, there's no change. They just have to connect the same way they would have before. But this time, I'm going to be authorized to get into my server. So as we can see here, we are on my server.
Okay, that's great, Michael. What else is there that we're able to do with the network access control solution?
Great question, Ben. So on this server, same server, I have a share. Now, if we look at the properties of this share, we can see it's just shared out, nice and simple. Just going to copy that, and I'm going to go back to my machine, and I'm going to try and browse to that now. Even though I have access through RDP, because I've only opened up that one port, I still cannot access my network share. So what I'd need to do there is create another policy. So we're going to go back in, and we're going to call it share access. We'll do it again just for the single server because I've only got that share on one server. I can do this group level, entire organization, but most restrictive, we always want to go to the level that we need it. And similar to the last time, I can do it by IP or another keyword. Now I can use the same keyword, which will give me instant access, or I can use a separate keyword and set this up. So I'm going to use a different keyword here. And I'm going to add that in. Now I can use multiples here. So if I want to add in IPv4s, you can see it's failed to connect to that share as that's popped up. I can connect using a multitude of things here, using IPv4, IPv6. I'm not limited to just one. I can mix them up. I can use multiple keywords as well, so that I can actually really control on a granular level, what kind of access I've got. And this time I want to choose the ports for SMB. So the ports for SMB, 139 and 445. So again, I can add multiple ports. And I'm just going to save that. So like before, because I've used a different keyword, I'm going to need to set up that authorization host again. And again, this time, I could let it go for maybe all my workstations need to access it. So I can do it on a workstation level as opposed to just the computer level. Click to deploy. And within 60 seconds, I'm going to be able to access that share. If I now try and go to my share, you can see it's asking me for my credentials. And I'm able to access that share. So because of this authorization host that I've put at the group level, any computer within my workstations group would now be able to access that share. Whereas the RDP is still only locked down to that single host.
Thanks, Michael. So just to sum up what we've been able to see here today, we have seen how the ThreatLocker network access control solution is able to protect any kind of network access on your network. This is going to be great in protecting not just local network traffic, but also traffic open out to the wider world. We've been able to see in a couple of very quick demonstrations how we can go ahead and we can lock down RDP access, how we can lock down SMB access. But we can also go further. We could lock down web access as well, if we really wanted to. If you'd like to learn more about the ThreatLocker network access control solution, please feel free to reach out to one of your sales representatives.